You have a
Uh,
country to protect. You're at war with them. It's a vicious circle.
Correct, but
Their part.
there are
You're trying to get next to them
the
and
idea
feed
of
them.
moving them
Who
out is very
feed them?
popular.
Who
The
thinks about
idea,
feeding them? Who did in World War II, as Mark Levin points out, did we go and feed the people in Germany and Berlin? Did we
no,
feed
but that's Dave.
Japan? No,
You're
we
not making.
bombed the living hell out of them, and then we took
Okay,
over.
you're not making the right comparison.
Okay,
The United States never came into Germany and said, "Okay, we are now the ruling authority here." What they did was there was a war, and the war ended with Germany capitulating. And
right.
on May 7th, the war, officially comes to an end with a capitulation. That's not what's happening here. What Israel is saying, what Netanyahu and the government is saying, hey, we are now going to do what the world has said we've been doing. We're actually going to occupy it,
Yeah.
and we are now taking control, as opposed to saying we're at war with them. When we're at war with them, we're not responsible to feed them. We're not responsible to look after their population. When you
What is you?
occupy someone, the Geneva Convention is very different. And so that's why it was a big step. In other words, it's not that we're just saying, okay, we're going to continue fighting until we
You
win.
are damned if you do, and damned if you don't.
So we unfortunately don't have good options in Israel. There is no good option here. No one has suggested one, not Trump, not Netanyahu. Nobody has suggested a good option. And
What
that is
what is
part of the problem.
what would God say? What would God say about this?
Uh, yeah. I mean,
Come
if
on,
we
you're
knew,
a
then
rabbi. What would
if
God say about this predicament?
yeah, I'm saying if we knew, then we'd have a good option. So,
Well, you
uh,
talk to God every day, 3 times a day. God,
yeah.
what are
Well,
we supposed to do here?
he, he hasn't he hasn't told me what to
There
do,
was
but
enough,
maybe
there was enough surprises and things that happened that were just amazing in the last couple of years, and suddenly we don't have any guidance from God.
like no, that's it's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is what here is the right thing to do. It's not clear. I know what I think.
What do you
Uh,
think?
I I think what was said initially, this evacuation plan, I think is our best bet. But that has seemed to, even for Trump, that went onto the back burner. But when he came in initially into office and he made that remark, I think that was the right thing. Um, so
Evacuation. Elaborate on what that means.
what I mean is that the history of what's gone on there in Gaza there's never been a good solution. And so when Trump came in and he said, okay, we need to essentially start over. We need to allow those who want to leave, which will be probably 60, 70, 80% of the population. If they had an opportunity to leave, they would leave. And then we need to essentially start over, instead of maintaining the population as is and letting them be governed even by an alternative to Hamas, by the UAE, by Egypt, by the United States, by whoever. Like, it's not going to work by keeping the same population there. I think the idea, but the if there was voluntary emigration, 80%,
Is that
70%
is
of
that
them would leave.
plausible? You got 80% of the people that want to leave.
Yeah, for sure. They would leave for a better
Where would they
life.
go?
That's a good question. Look, the world absorbed 6 million Syrian refugees, and there's no reason they can't absorb. This is a relatively small number for the amount of countries, for example, that signed on that said they're going to recognize the Palestinian state. So you know what? There's 16 of those countries so far.
Good
So
luck to them.
let them each take 200,000 and game over.
I mean,
Like
it's
if
almost game over in some of them right now. London and
yeah, yeah,
and France and
yeah,
all these other places, Germany even.
yeah,
Germany, they're getting
yeah.
overrun.
Yeah, they are, and
They want
you
more of
know,
that. God, you better do it while it's hot,
yeah,
because
yeah,
they're going to be sorry.
We can send plenty more, but
You got to do it quick, whatever you're going to do.
it's like the only war in modern history where you don't have refugees, where you don't have people being
Well,
able
what
to
about the
leave.
other countries? What about Lebanon these days? Are they a problem anymore, or is that over there? Uh-oh. Well, hello.
We're
Um,
trying very hard in Lebanon to prevent Hezbollah from reappearing,
yeah.
and we have done selective bombing still in Lebanon, and the Lebanese government so far is trying. It seems that they are trying also to prevent the Hezbollah from rearing its head. Look, if we can get a normal Lebanese government, something could happen. But what I did see in the news this week is that Azerbaijan, I mean, Trump approached them about joining the Abraham Accords,
Now,
and
where's Azerbaijan? That's in east
it's
of
it,
Turkey, right?
yeah, exactly, and
Yeah,
and
I know where you're talking
other nations he's urging to join. So, like you know, day by day, there's never a dull moment here.
Yeah.
Uh, so
So what is Trump's concept? Trump's concept at one time was that he was going to partner with Israel and make this into a like Lebanon was at one time,
right, exactly.
a place where people went to enjoy themselves with a lot of hotels, casinos, whatever. And
Look,
where did
that would
that
be
go?
great. Look, when before the what was called the disengagement, we had beautiful communities there,
Yeah.
beautiful beaches, and
Yeah.
and so some people here are see this as that all over again as an opportunity
Well,
to
at least
reestablish.
there's proof that a second country is not going to work. You're too small for it. Number one,
Right, but there's no
and
way.
number two, it's just a facade to kid you and the world that we're going to destroy you one way or
Right,
another.
right,
And now we know that
right.
for
Look,
sure.
look, they essentially they had their own state for the last 20 years, and look what
What did
happened.
they do?
So
What
you
did they
know.
do? They didn't show one bit of inclination to get along with the Jews, and the Jews, on the other hand, did
Right. Correct.
cooperate and
Yeah.
did
It's a
bend.
smokescreen.
Yeah, it's a smokescreen, and so you got to do something, and it can't
Yeah.
be.